Costa Chondros certainly has big power. It was the right hand that has won him the Victorian Cruiserweight title with a victory over Dominic Duraco. Great to see Costa Chondros back. Great to see him back in such fine form. And he has annexed the Victorian state title in emphatic fashion as we welcome you back to Fort Knox here in Melbourne. And there's a famous face for you, the great man Johnny Famechon. What an outstanding champion he was. It was back in January 1969 that he won the WBC Featherweight Championship of the World, defeating Jose Legra, the Cuban, in 15 rounds. He was a big underdog, but came home with the belt and held it before losing to Vicente Salvador in a disputed decision. What a record. 56 wins, just 5 losses, and 20 KOs for Johnny Famechon. And great to see him here at ringside, Barry Michael.
A great man, a great mate of mine, and one of my great inspirations. Lionel Rose and Johnny Famechon were the two guys that inspired me into the fight game. And I'm fortunate enough to have got to know the guys, really well over the years, and knew Famo really well before his very bad accident he had. And to see the way that he's come back and fought back from that, he's married again to Glennis, who's a great attribute to Johnny and a lovely lady. But he's looking well, John. He's just a fantastic bloke and an icon in Australian boxing.
Certainly great to have him on board, and we're going to have the Australian welterweight title up for grabs next. Eddie Delic and Solomon Egberime are going at it. Let's look at the tail of the tape for you, and perhaps the bottom line, where Solomon Egberime with a 171-centimetre reach to 168. Just a slight advantage there for him. These men met back in November, and it was a 6-round decision for this man, Solomon Egberime. He makes his way to centre ring. What a tremendous job Austin Taylor and the African Kings have done. Solomon Egberime is one of 5 of the African Kings who, between them, have had 31 professional fights in Australia and are yet to suffer a defeat.
Wow, that's incredible. I tell you what, they're a great attribute to Australian boxing. And Austin over there in South Australia is doing a great job. That's for sure.
Yes, big hello to all our fans in South Australia, all those from the Lodge Gym. And this man, Solomon Egberime, has been so impressive. Made his debut back on the 1st of December 2000, shortly after the Sydney Olympics. Knocked over Davey Moore in 1 round. And since then, he's added another 5 successes to that log. And he's been in against some good names as well. Sam Okusa, the former New Zealand champion, has suffered at his hands. And likewise, Eddie Delic, who he faces again tonight. They met back on the 16th of November last year in a 6-rounder. It was close, but Solomon Egberime was a worthy winner. And he is going to be the favourite here for the Welterweight Championship of Australia. It's been a fantastic weight division for Australia. We look back to the early 1900s when Jack Carroll was the welterweight champion of the world. Vic Patrick and Tommy Burns in the late 1940s were great Australian welterweight champions. And Rocky Mattioli, who won the WBC Junior Middleweight Championship of the world in 77, well, he was welterweight champion here in Australia in 73. And more recently, we've seen the likes of Spike Cheney, the silver medalist from the Olympic Games in 1988. Stephen Scriggins, and the man who's joined us at ringside as well, Julian Holland, a former Australian welterweight champion. And will you again fight for the Australian welterweight title at some stage, Jules?
Well, you never know, John, but, it's a great title to have. And, it's the best in Australia, and everyone wants that. And I think that's where you get your recognition from, is being the best in Australia. And if a lot of these other titles you win, people don't know it, but they know the Australian champion. And there's been so many really good fighters over the years that have won it. Like, I remember when I won it, a guy came up and explained that. He said, "You don't know what you've done tonight, son. You've just won that with, all these other people, the other fighters."
It's a great Australian champion that held the welterweight title.
Totally.
Maybe Solomon Egberime might be the next one. Let's get the official introductions. Here is Andy Ray.
This is the rematch. We are scheduled for 12, and the victor go the spoils. This is for the Australian Welterweight Championship. Introducing first and fighting out of the blue corner. He hails now from South Australia as one of the African Kings, trained at the Lodge Gym under the watchful eye of Austin Taylor. Weighing in at 66.4 kilograms, his professional resume reads 6 fights, 6 wins, 4 wins via way of knockout. He is the number 6 ranked welterweight in the land, Solomon Egberime. And in the state contest for Australian gold, and fighting out of the red corner, he hails from Keysborough, Victoria. Weighing in at 66.25 kilograms, trained out of Keysborough by John McCostage and Bruce Hoare. 5 fights, 4 wins. His only loss to the man standing across the ring. He is the number 8 ranked welterweight in the land, Psycho Eddie Delic. Jimmy Bowen is the man in charge of the action. When the bell rings, Chris Anderson, Andrew Campbell, and Anika Williams, your judges at ringside.
Okay, boys, welcome to the centre ring, Australian title. You know what I expect, a good, clean, hard fight. Neutral corners, one here and one behind me. Any questions from your chief seconds? Okay, good luck, let's get it on. Shake hands.
Set to go for the Australian welterweight crown. Solomon Egberime out of the blue corner, undefeated in 6 fights here in Australia. And Eddie Delic lost only once in 5 fights, and that was to Solomon Egberime back in November. The Australian title on the line, and we're underway. Scheduled for 12 3-minute rounds, and they're meeting back in November. It was Egberime who started to better. Absolutely won the first 4 rounds before starting to tire, and Eddie Delic almost won the last 2. But it was Egberime who got the overall decision, unanimous points decision.
Egberime looking very confident, you know, his approach to getting in the ring and that, but Eddie Delic looks very fit and composed, and opening the round, nice side-on stance, going out with his left jab.
And Barry, presumably a little less pressure on Eddie Delic, given that they fought in November and Egberime won. He's not expected to turn it around here. The onus is on Egberime to continue on with his form.
Undoubtedly. It's interesting to see that, you know, like Egberime hasn't fought over 6 rounds and Eddie Delic over 8, and he did tire in the previous fight. So when you get to the second half of this fight is when the, you know, the real champion's going to come through. Championship rounds, Jules.
Oh yeah, they're hard to ask you. But like, no doubt that they've both worked hard for this fight. I've never seen Eddie Delic fired up so much for a fight. You know, he's very switched on, and I think you know, someone mentioned that in the gym the other day. I saw him walk around and he was just fired up.
He's looking good here in the opening minute and a half.
Yeah, definitely. And Solo, you know, the guys over in Adelaide, Austin trained them very hard. They're always fit, they're always going. They don't get anything else.
For sure. And they live clean too.
That's right.
Good right hand. Eddie Delic was looking good in the opening minute and a half, but just walked into a fronting right hand.
Yeah.
Certainly grabbed his attention.
Eddie, in the back.
Yeah. Definitely good right hand. And Eddie Delic's a tough fighter. He's got a good chin.
Yeah, it did stun him for a second. As you know, Jules, I've said this earlier on tonight already, that you can be hurt in the first round especially, and then the same shot, because you're cold, your nervous system's cold, and you can be hit with the same shot 2 or 3 rounds later, and it has no effect.
That's exactly like that.
But he took that when he got hit flush on the chin. It stunned him for a split second, then he just grinned.
Took it well. Eddie Delic's got that real elusive style, and he keeps his left hand low, doesn't he?
He does, but he's side on. I like the way he does that. He's side on, and he comes up with his jab, which is hard to pick the jab. Yeah. He's got his right hand tucked up nice right next to his chin, and he's side on, making a small target.
From their first fight, Barry, with Eddie finishing the hardest, I think his corner is going to be looking at, you know, steamrolling over Egberime.
Yep. Well, we've got 12 rounds in front of us.
That's it.
End of round number 1. Solomon Egberime providing the highlight. A crunching right hand to grab the attention of Eddie Delic. A long way to go here. Let's listen to Austin Taylor if we can in the blue corner.
Nice. How's it go? Nice deep breath, Solo. Nice breath. Okay. You're looking very good, mate. You see you caught him with that counter right hand? Yeah. That's what we want. Keep jabbing, Waitley comes in and then just drop the right hand over. Put a hook behind it too. Okay? Looking beautiful, mate. Nice and relaxed. Hands up.
There is the counter right hand from Solomon Egberime. Best punch in the fight.
It was a perler too, you know. He's got a good chin. That was flush on. That would have dropped a lot of guys, that shot.
Seconds down.
But,
Round 2.
Listen to Austin Taylor in the corner there. Gee, he's a good trainer.
Yeah, very cool and calm. You know, knows what to tell his boys. No hurry.
Underway, round number 2 for the Australian welterweight title. Solomon Egberime with his back to us in the green trunks. And Eddie Delic in the blue. Opening round honours with Solomon Egberime. He's done officially on our cards at ringside. Cross-arm smother now from Eddie Delic again with the left hand down dangerously low. Egberime with an edge in reach. Some 3 centimetres, looking to exploit that. Good work there from Eddie Delic. Just continuing
Eddie,
to throw
too low,
punches.
too, mate. Keep him up. Let's go.
Warned for being a little bit low by referee Jim Boland. And Eddie Delic drops the left hand beneath the belt line.
Yeah, both boys, you know, still having a bit of a look around with each other. You know, other than that opening good right hand in the first round, it's been, you know, fairly close.
Eddie's having a good round this round.
Yeah, he's
working well off that jab.
He's nice and side on, mate. He doesn't give a big target and works well off that left jab. Right hand again. Good scoring punch.
He started playing around a little bit. This one thing with Solomon, you can't play around with this guy.
Yeah, he's composed, he's cool, and he's looking. He knows he can hurt. But Eddie with that right hand, he's had a couple of good goes. He's been stunned briefly both times, Eddie Delic.
Solomon Egberime wants the right hand up. Backs up Eddie Delic with the right hand again here in round number 2.
I tell you what, at this stage of the fight, it doesn't look good for Eddie Delic. He's been hit 3 times with the right hand. Big round there for Solomon Egberime.
The right hand proving a good weapon here for Solomon Egberime. Eddie Delic sits down in the red corner. Got some problems at the moment.
I thought he was having a good round, Eddie Delic, but just the last 40 seconds, he just let it a little bit loose.
Now with 2 right hands. There it is. Yeah, he was shaken there on the back foot, Eddie Delic, and got caught with the right hand again. There we are. He was hurt there too. Doesn't augur well.
Now I'm looking over to the red corner at the moment. He does look a little concerned. His handler's trying to rev him up a little bit, but he's been discouraged because Solomon Egberime has been able to land the right hand in both the first 2 rounds with style.
Can't take too many of them.
3rd round for the Australian welterweight title. Eddie Delic with his problems. He's in the blue trunks. Jim Boland's not going to stand for any nonsense either. And Solomon Egberime should be buoyed by the first 2 rounds.
looking a bit more tentative now, Eddie Delic.
Right! Box.
You can just see where that right hand's going to go, though.
Yeah, he's definitely sweating on it now. He knows he can get through with it, as you would, Julian.
It's all business, Solomon Egberime.
Very, very tight defence, very composed fighter.
Don't fight, right?
Just getting a little unsighted there. Egberime looks to his corner for instructions. Eddie Delic is a little reluctant now even to throw the jab, anticipating the right hand coming back at him. He's on the retreat. Now he fires the lead right hand.
The southpaw stance for a second there, Eddie Delic.
Good body shot, man.
Yeah,
That takes the wind out of you.
I was saying that before. It's not a spectacular looking shot, is it? But it really takes it out.
Egberime again, partially deflected, but still marking it home. And Eddie Delic looking around into the crowd now. He's been discouraged. Less than 60 seconds remain, round number 3. An excellent job if he was still going at the end of 12 that was scheduled for. Going to have to find some confidence from somewhere. No slip customer, Solomon Egberime.
He's just doing everything right at the moment, isn't he?
He is. He really is. He's
Punching to the body hard, bringing that right hand home.
very cool and composed. He knows exactly what he's up to at the moment.
Not wasting shots.
No.
Not a lot of artillery coming back, and Eddie Delic on cue, he steps forward. Trying to build some momentum at the so far, Solomon Egberime. As Julian Holland and Barry Michael have told you, he's making every post a winner.
Yeah, he's won the first three
nice
fairly
deep breaths,
clearly.
mate.
Solomon
Look over here.
Egberime.
Nice deep breaths.
Looking very composed. And
You go, spit this out.
you'd have to say at this stage, you know, he'd be a big, heavy favourite to take the Australian welterweight title. It's going to be interesting to see how he goes in the second half
When you
of the
get him on
fight.
the ropes and he sits there,
That's the thing we're going to be
you
looking at
get
watching.
over here, you feinted a punch and then the left hook right hand. Just throw a feint because he's waiting for you. You understand? Throw a feint first and then a combination. Okay? All right. All right. You've got to start putting them together a little bit more, mate.
Instructions from Austin Taylor. Here's some of the action from round number 3. And Solomon Egberime on top so far.
I think Austin wants to step him up, step up a little bit.
Seconds down, round 4.
Maybe they think they can take him out.
Eddie Delic ready to go, so is Solomon Egberime. The Australian welterweight title. Barry Michael has 30-27 at the moment. I see it likewise in favour of Solomon Egberime. Big test, big challenge now for Eddie Delic to try and work his way back into this fight.
Yeah, Eddie Delic hasn't been able to really get onto Egberime cleanly with any sustained power.
Right!
He's been pretty ineffective with most of his combos at this stage.
He's been the major weapon so far in the fight. He wobbled Eddie Delic in the first round.
And the second.
And again in the second. And since then, Eddie Delic's been trying to work his way back into the fight ever since.
He's looking for it too.
He seems to be walking Eddie Delic right into his right hand. That's where he wants it.
He's looking for it now, yeah.
But it's there, it's there. And with his left hand the way it is, and he's lunging in, you know, you're there to be hitting the right hand all the time.
Trying the uppercut.
Oh, bit of pirouette there. Eddie Delic threw a punch and did a 360.
And Solomon Egberime putting the pressure on, stalking his opponent. Delic running away there in that exchange, though.
Don't put him down, let's go.
He's a bit lost at the moment, Eddie. He just doesn't know what to do, what's going to work.
Last 60 seconds, round number 4. Delic on the retreat, taking to the blue corner. And Solomon Egberime looking for an opening, being very selective with his punches.
Yeah, he's not throwing a great deal this round. I think it's a marginally better round for Delic. He tapped it with the right hand there. He was wide open for it.
Work it in. No, Dalton, work it in. Break! Break! Low blow.
Eddie Delic takes some time to recover here.
Settle that right, man.
Sit him down.
Time called, Solomon Egberime sucking in deep breaths himself in the neutral corner. Eddie Delic was warned for going low in round number 2, and here in round number 4,
I didn't see it. I
medicine.
didn't see it. You okay?
Dr. John Jury in the ring.
Are you okay? Yeah. Okay.
A clear indication of how cold it is here in Melbourne tonight as well with his overcoat on.
Okay, let's go, Eddie.
Eddie Delic ready to continue. Solomon Egberime likewise. This is round number 4. Australian welterweight title.
How'd you see that one, Jules?
And fans getting involved as well as Solomon Egberime. A two-step back to the blue corner. This, of course, is the first of 2 Australian titles on the line here from Fort Knox in Melbourne. And following this, the junior welterweight title will be up for grabs. The current champion, Stephen Knox. He fights Fred Kanukia, who held the welterweight title before deciding to step down a division and allow Eddie Delic and Solomon Egberime to fight for the Australian welterweight title.
In that round, John, I scored an even round. With the low blowing third. Up until the low blow, I thought that Eddie Delic was being more successful than he had been in the previous 3 rounds. Egberime hadn't, didn't seem to be doing much that round.
Hey, come on, let's send the call zone. He's, but what he does throw is always effective, and that's what I like about Solo. He's, he doesn't waste shots. And but maybe that low blow might have fired up a little better.
Round number 5 gets underway. Eddie Delic in the blue trunks against Solomon Egberime.
Solomon Egberime is probably very aware of the fact that he's got 12 threes to get through, and he's never been anywhere near it before. He's probably weighing pretty heavy on his mind.
I call break your boat.
Which it does. If you haven't
been
there, it's definitely mental.
Uncharted territory.
Bad blood between the pair now as well. Both guilty of hitting after being told to break. But still, that's going to help Eddie Delic because he needs to do something to change the pattern of the fight.
And that's the style he likes too, Bill.
He's an angry man at the moment.
Break! Listen.
He is well and truly fired up.
This is an Australian title fight. You're wrestling, making a fool of yourself. Now let's get going. Box properly.
Jim Boland not pulling any punches either.
He never does.
Well, good to see a referee that's got control of a fight.
Middle stages of this 5th stanza. Like their fight back in November, the early stages belonging to Solomon Egberime. Eddie Delic will try again and finish the stronger.
You look at Solomon's protector, and it's ridden up very high, and you look at like Eddie Delic, you can't even see the protector, and where he got hurt with that low blow before. I think he's probably just wearing a cup dueling.
Yeah.
And at this level, he should be wearing a protector like that.
Right. But do you think that's too high on Solomon?
Marginally. Marginally, yeah, it is a bit too high because it's just nearly at the short rib, really, isn't it?
Perhaps exaggerated a little by the fact that his trunks have come down a little lower as well. Knox right on the belt line.
Able to get the half thing.
They're the shots that hurt.
Still been a winning contest so far.
Not a lot in this round. You know, Eddie Delic's doing better as the rounds are progressing, I reckon.
This is what he's brought the fight into the rough and tumble stuff, and that's what Eddie Delic needs. He needs that. If they go boxing along, Solomon's going to win every time.
Yep.
He needs the rough stuff.
Certainly now it's Egberime coming forward once more to open up. I haven't seen a lot of that since the first 2 rounds.
Good body shot. Another good round. Eddie Delic's fighting back good.
Pretty
even still. You wouldn't
separate him.
You couldn't really separate him, no.
He only got good to Eddie Delic, but he's certainly gaining some ground.
Yes.
Mate, if you can get in closer, use that right up the middle. Hey, you've got him with it a couple of times. How you feeling, all right?
He's corner's telling the right thing, that's for sure.
You get that right up the middle happen. Can you do that? That's where you're going to win it. Okay? When he comes in, if you can use that right up the middle and switch the body punches.
Yeah, Eddie Delic's still well in this fight.
Big breath. Come on. Come on, you can do it. You want it? You've got to take it, mate. How do you want it? Or what? Mate,
Still a long way to go, Barry.
Mate,
7 rounds to go.
if you can fucking land.
Certainly Eddie Delic looks a little more positive now than he did when he sat down at the end of 2 rounds. He looked very disinterested. But he's starting to turn this fight around as we get set to go in the 6th round here. And Solomon Egberime, opening a blaze of glory. Now has to dig deep. Barry Michael has 50-47 at this stage. I see a 50-46 over Solomon Egberime. The longer the fight's gone, the better Eddie Delic has become. Solomon Egberime as well. Nasty clash of heads. No cut, somewhat unbelievable.
Might take a few seconds to come through. But you ever been buttered or had a hip clash and it doesn't appear to touch us straight away and then it sort of all of a sudden just spreads out?
They all hurt.
Evenly matched these two.
Yeah, there's not a lot between them.
You turn around all the time, Eddie, and he's hitting the back of the head. Let's go.
Goes now for Eddie Delic as well to worry about. From Delic landed. Was on the retreat.
It seems now to me as though Eddie Delic's worked out the right hand. He hasn't been caught with it in the last couple of rounds at all. And he seems to be seeing quite a bit better. Making Egberime miss a hell of a lot more. From now a little bit there, but he's glancing low.
He seems to get caught every time he's lunging in. Solomon's just waiting for him. Put that right on him. Great angles there by Solomon.
Lost his balance there, but a nice right drive to the body. Just looked a bit more poised.
Well, Egberime works the uppercut, approaching the halfway stage. This is a battle.
Good punching there from Egberime. He's lifted the tempo here. He looks as though he's got his second win. 3 good right hands there. Vicious right hook to the side of the body. Eddie Delic wearing a lot of punishment here in the 6th round. Has just come up to the bell, and a very good round for Solomon Egberime.
Really cranked it up there in the 6th round.
It's Australian title, Solo. You want to win that title? That's how you got to fight. Australian title, mate. Come on. Good round. Good round. You see, he doesn't like him, mate. You put pressure on him. You stand still and let him fight his fight. No good, mate. You put pressure on him like that, okay? Good round, mate. Good round. Nice deep breath.
Well, Austin Taylor pretty excited by the finish to round number 6 from Solomon Egberime. No surprise there. He backed up Eddie Delic.
Yeah, he seemed to lift his tempo right at the end of that round there. He just lifted up another level.
What I like is going strong to the head and then finishing off to the body, and that's sort of confusing Eddie Delic.
Yeah, the voting shots well there too.
Seconds down. We're into the second half of this title
Eddie
bout.
Delic with hands full here in this welterweight clash against Solomon Egberime. Round 7 of the schedule 12 gets underway. Barry Michael has 60-56. I have 60-55 in favour of Solomon Egberime at the moment. And to continue on with the good work that he showed us at the end of that last round, he'll be well on the way to victory.
Let's go. Yeah, looking at that the final bit of that 6th round, Eddie Delic's got the job in front of him, that's for sure.
Egberime wanting Eddie Delic to come at him. Had good success counter-punching Victor in that opening round. Egberime.
Paints well with his head. Yeah, Egberime, doesn't he? Looking for an opening.
Right, don't punch. Go back. Right, don't punch him. Don't punch him. Pull each other in.
Game getting a little untidy here, round number 7. Delic maybe trying to take a breather if he can. Aware of a lot of punishment at the end of round number 6. Still recovering.
Holding on up there.
Right! Don't punch. Watch these on the way out. Okay, let's go.
Might be running out of ideas here.
Yeah, that's right. I was about to say that, Barry. He's just having trouble landing.
He is. Lovely overhand right, or nasty head flash there.
Right! Right, don't punch. Don't punch. Don't pull him around on. You pull him around all the time. Let's go.
Eddie Delic's putting his head in there.
Use your head that time. Next time I'll disqualify. Straight off.
Yeah,
let's
I noticed
go.
that before. He's using the head in there. You can get away with it sometimes, but you can't get away with it all the time.
Jim Boland's told him to disqualify him straight away now. He didn't get a warning.
He didn't muck around. It was obvious. It was deliberate.
Nasty mark under the left eye now with Eddie Delic as well. He's got big problems.
He's got a long way to go still.
Solomon Egberime well on top here, round number 7 for the Australian welterweight crown. 30 seconds of this stanza.
Right! Put your head in, but you're pulling that also. Let's go.
Eddie certainly seemed to have run out of ideas in the 6th round, and now this round he's not looking good.
He's happy to catch, just to catch him on the gloves, isn't he? Let the other guy let him throw. It's going to be a problem.
Head him up.
And he's right on the elbow. Oh, good.
And after the bell, too.
Well, tough night at the office for Eddie Delic. He sits down at the end of round number 7. Been bleeding from the nose since round 6. Now marked under the left eye. He looks very fatigued.
Come on, how much do you want it, Eddie?
Go on, drink, Bruce. Play.
You got to pull it out of your heart now.
Put it back. Put your head back. Put your head back.
Yeah, that guy is certainly swelling. He's looking very fatigued at this point there, Eddie Delic.
How bad do you want it?
Come on, mate. Listen. Listen. What you got to fucking do, mate? You got to fucking line up the middle. Okay? Right up.
Let's have a look at some of the action from round number 7. The overhand right. Egberime, a scoring punch.
That was a bomb, and it just grazed him.
Seconds down. Round 8.
And there was the attempted headbutt. It was noticed by our referee Jim Byland. Round number 8 gets underway. Barry Michael has 70-65 in favour of Solomon Egberime. I have him even further ahead than that. Eddie Delic really needs to find something here. Really busy at the start of round number 8. Eddie Delic with no authority so far.
Eddie Delic realises he's got to lift his game. Coming out determined here in the 8th round. Trying to measure Egberime with his left hand, looking to drop his own right hand over the top.
Egberime working with the body. Coming forward, Delic on the retreat. In the red corner, both men will take a breather. Middle stages of this 8th stanza.
Definitely taken back control of the fight, hasn't he, Solomon?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Keep it up,
from the 6th onwards.
Through the end of round 6, he upped the tempo, and since then it's been largely one-way traffic.
Good evasion there from Egberime too. And his punches and moves away.
Yeah. And Julian, in each of your fights, have you had a plan B in case the plan A doesn't work? Do you have an A, B and C, or do you, it would appear that Eddie here has run out of plans?
I think if A doesn't work, you've got to do the best you can. You can't do a lot else. But usually, what usually happens is that fighters resort back to their habits,
the instincts.
Yeah, the instincts, and what they usually work on in the gym.
Coming between the ropes on top of our commentary position. He's getting frustrated.
Come on.
And getting a little untidy.
I think Eddie Delic's tried hard this round, but he's being outgunned.
See, Solo's just punching and moving away. Moving away. Eddie's letting him throw and then throwing his, and by the time he throws his, Solo's gone.
He's starting to really line him up here.
Big round now for Solomon Egberime, well on top of Eddie Delic.
Yep.
Big round. End of round 8.
Good round. Nice deep breaths. Breathe up.
Austin Taylor has already taken Fred Kanukia to the welterweight crown. He's also taken Jackson Asipi to the featherweight title. Solomon Egberime could become the 3rd of the African kings to claim an Australian title. What a tremendous boost it's been. We're now almost 2 years since the Sydney Olympics, and these boxers from the amateur ranks from the African nations really coming through. And let's not forget Victor Chinian, the Australian champion under Jeff Fennick's care.
Victor Chinian's
and Norfolk Benaraba as well.
I'm very, very impressed with Victor Chinian. He's certainly a very good world-class flyweight. Go all the way.
It was Eddie Delic almost landing on top of our commentary position. Just getting untidy. Again, he looks a little fatigued in the red corner.
Round 9.
Not looking like the Australian welterweight champion there. Round number 9.
Now what does he do now, Barry?
Yeah, well, as I said, mate, he's got the job in front of him, that's for sure.
But I think that's what he's going to start doing, is going first. At the last few rounds, he's just been letting Solomon throw punches and go second. Now he's got to go first and see what comes from that.
And perhaps back him up and keep him going backwards. But so at this stage, Solomon's making a miss and then he counted, and it changes the tempo again. I don't think Eddie's got the power to hurt Solomon.
Well, you notice him that left hook, and he doesn't drop the knuckle, and that's something that when you're a puncher, he's basically dropping the knuckle, and Eddie just throws it. It's basically a bit of a slap, not a lot of power in it.
He's got a real good kit of punches, Eddie Delic, and he's smart. You know, he's top condition. He's got a big heart. But, he's just been outgunned here by a superior opponent.
Great in the blue corner.
Looking very good.
Delic with his problems here in round number 9.
He's got to get out of there. You know, he's looking very disillusioned, Eddie Delic.
Austin Taylor waiting Solomon Egberime right. Wants him to maintain this tempo.
Good right hand from Eddie Delic in counter. He got chopped on himself, but he did land a bit on the back.
A tough customer, Eddie Delic. A war of attrition here between these two.
Don't come over your head, Eddie.
Eddie Delic won the use of the head as he was back in round number 7.
Yeah, I don't think he's just having a swing there. I don't think he's deliberately trying to use his head there.
And on the retreat, he's down blue corner.
Solomon looking for that right hand. There it is. That hurt him too. He dropped his hands. He's momentarily stunned there, I tell you.
Signs aren't promising here for Eddie Delic in round number 9. Solomon Egberime looking for an opening.
Not a good place to be. Oh, that was a good body shot. That hurt him, opened his mouth.
Yeah, definitely.
Right up in the solar plexus. Eddie Delic looking fatigued here. That was another right below that. That was a good left kick the body.
Big body shots being landed by Solomon Egberime.
He's really stepping up now where he needs to.
He's picking Eddie Delic apart, I tell you. He's landed a couple of good right hands, Eddie Delic. He's countering, but hasn't seemed to have bothered Solomon. 10-8 round that, I reckon. Big round.
9 rounds completed, and Eddie Delic sits down in the red corner, and we don't have him winning a round as yet.
That was one-way traffic, that was 10-8
as tired as you, Eddie. Okay? Mate, he's not showing it. That's the only fucking difference. You fucking are.
John Mirkovich and Bruce Hall trying to lift Eddie Delic at the moment, as he doesn't have the answers for Solomon Egberime. When they met back in November, it went 6 rounds, and Solomon Egberime got the decision. We've seen 9 rounds here. As I mentioned, we don't have Eddie Delic winning any of them so far. And he is looking very fatigued.
Wasn't too far off a stoppage that round. I'll tell you what, if he does that in the next round, wouldn't surprise me to see Jim Boland pull it up.
Yeah, I really, just by looking at Eddie in the corner, he looks defeated. He's beaten, and Solomon's strong. He's looking strong.
He does. He looks good. Look, he's shaking his head. He's in deep trouble.
Round number 10 gets underway. Solomon Egberime in the green and white trunks, and now putting in a dancing show for us as well. He leads handsomely on our scorecards. Eddie Delic could do well to get to the conclusion of 12 here. Brave class so far is the call. Egberime.
Oh, lovely right hand from Eddie Delic. Very determined. Eddie Delic went a good right hand, but Solomon Egberime didn't appear to be overly concerned by it.
Maybe the biggest punch of the fight coming from Delic.
I think it was, definitely.
Spending a lot of time on the ropes, Eddie Delic. And finding a way through the defences once again.
What's that, Eddie? You're in your head again.
Working on the ropes, Eddie Delic. Solomon Egberime coming forward.
Right.
Let's go. starting to tire himself, Solomon Egberime. Certainly thrown a lot of punches.
Keep him up, keep him up.
Good right hand from Eddie Delic again.
Leading with the right hand. Less than 60 seconds remaining here in the 10th round.
You wouldn't want to see Solo, like, from this, you know, the lead that he has, just to relax and get caught with a shot. But I still don't think Eddie Delic's got the power just to take him out with one shot.
No, I think you're probably right. But he certainly, you know, had a bit of success this round, Eddie, with his right hand. Can't see he's winning the round, but a lot better than the last few rounds, that's for sure.
Yeah. Nice jab there. Yeah, right on again.
Working it, get him, buddy. Get him, buddy. Right!
Egberime just a
Got your head
little
down,
busier
you're pulling down too. Come on,
of
let's
the
go.
two.
Working it, get him, buddy, get him, buddy, get him, buddy. Break! Break, that one's break.
Great body shots. Great sapping out here.
For sure.
He'll be working back.
Right at the end of the round, after he had done well in the 10th stanza, Eddie Delic on the receiving end and sits down with big problems here. 2 rounds remaining. Solomon Egberime
2 rounds to go, mate. 2
leading
rounds.
handsomely.
You want to
Yeah,
be
what I
very
do here,
careful,
Coach,
right?
my
Don't enough
score sheet's
silly.
got 10 rounds
Silly.
on it.
Keep hitting him with that jab. You hit him with them
We'll have
couple
to
of body
squeeze him
shots
down
on
the
both
bottom.
sides. Very nice. Okay? Don't hit him with one solo. Hit him with a couple and then over the top. All right, you've 2 rounds to go, mate.
Well, Barry, you thought the 15 rounders. Plenty left in the tank.
That's for sure. Back in the old days, I used to love the 15s, mate, the last 3 rounds or so.
Still stretching at 10.
It's getting warmed up. Here is some of the action from round number 10. Egberime landing the bigger shots, but it was a better round for
Nice
Eddie
deep
Delic.
press.
Yeah, he landed 3 good right hands that round.
Seconds down. Round 11.
2 rounds remain for the Australian welterweight title. Eddie Delic stands in the centre of the ring in the blue trunks, trailing by 9 according to Barry Michael. They have it likewise, 100 to 91 now. Solomon Egberime really put his stamp on this fight in the opening round when he hurt Delic with a right hand. There's a right hand from Eddie Delic.
Yeah, he seems to be getting through with the right hand a lot more in these last couple of rounds. But he's going to need a lot more than that.
Minor problem with taping on the left glove with Eddie Delic at the moment. It's coming a little loose. The least of his problems, though, Solomon Egberime right in front of him.
Solo's hurting to the body and he realises it now and he's really concentrating on that.
He can have shots in there.
Break! Get right back, nothing, clean.
Solomon's full of beans at the moment. Plenty of energy left.
Having a good time up there. Maybe had dancing after.
Break! Step back! Don't punch it in. Right back, right back.
Might ask you for some tips, Barry.
You reckon, Coach?
This stage is round number 11. Egberime again, just inching forward.
Good drive to the body.
Get him, break, get him, break. Get him, break.
We're in the championship rounds, round 11.
Break! Don't push it.
Well,
Don't
one
put
thing
him
you've
in
got to
there. Come,
say
let's go.
about you know, these African fighters with all their amateur experience and everything, they have about they've all had 4 or 5 fights, but they just seem so experienced in there, don't they?
They've had lots of amateur experience. Lots of amateur experience. They have lots of fights.
They're so professional.
They are. And you know what? The majority of them have got very low pulse rates. They're built for the duration. They're built for long fights.
During the Olympic Games, Bodo Andreas, the Australian coach, told me he was of the opinion that the Australian juniors don't suffer as much as some of the overseas boxers in terms of trying to get ahead in life. These guys have more of a hunger than the Australian boxers, was his.
Well, that's a fair assumption, I guess. You know, hunger's certainly got a lot to do with getting the top in the fight game.
You certainly realise what a wonderful country we live in as well when you hear some of the stories coming from overseas.
Undoubtedly. good work from Eddie Delic there, good left and right.
Yeah, there were two nice right hands there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Right hand from Eddie Delic, a scoring punch as well.
His right hand's landed more and more as the fight progresses, but still too little too late.
Well, full credit to Eddie Delic. I had my doubts about him being here for round number 12, but he's still going.
Where's the tape?
Big heart.
It's on away. It's going to come
He's in good nick too. He's in good condition to come back. He's taken a fair bit of punishment. He's done well.
Mate, you've got to come in.
It's a replay from some of the action in round number 11. A big right hand from Solomon Egberime. Eddie Delic firing back a right of his own.
And you rocked him. So come back in. 1-2. All right? Can you do it? You can do it.
Last round, Eddie. Shake hands. Step back and roll your box.
Mate, who is as tired as you?
Amateur champion here in Victoria.
Buckle at the knees when you hit him with that right hand.
Australian welterweight champion.
Gentlemen, this
Here he is in the 12th round for the Australian professional welterweight title against Solomon Egberime. We have Egberime ahead convincingly on our scorecards at the moment. Eddie Delic really hasn't troubled Solomon Egberime in terms of wobbling him or staggering him or hurting him.
No, he's got to score a knockout to win. He's a million miles behind the points. And I tell you what, I don't reckon he's got a snowball's chance in hell.
Can't see it happening. Especially Soleil. Soleil looks like he's going to get on his bike and dance a bit too, and he can do that. He's a very good mover.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine he's going to blow it at this stage of the fight. Although Eddie Delic certainly determined.
Right! Don't punch. Don't punch. Right back.
Eddie Delic's going to ask him the question, that's for sure.
Actually, Eddie's looking pretty good. He's got probably his fourth or fifth win.
Don't punch. Right back. Let's go.
Hands walked into that one. His best weapon in the fight. Down the counter right hand and scoring punches. Eddie Delic comes forward. It's picked off. And good confident display from Solomon Egberime.
Right. Don't punch. Step back. Right back. Right back. You both on. Let's go.
Ooh, nice right hand there.
Yeah, his right hand's gotten better, and a good, lovely, solid left there too. He's gone better these last couple, but it was too little too late.
Another right hand.
Yeah.
He just drops that left hand, and he's been getting caught all night with it. And again,
There's another one.
it's always there.
Dropped his hands right down there.
It's going to come again.
A minute remaining in the 12th and final round of this welterweight championship fight. The title is undoubtedly on its way to Solomon Egberime from Adelaide via Africa.
To his credit, though, Eddie Delic continues to fight.
Good last round by Eddie Delic.
Yeah.
I mean, he can be proud of himself. He can hold his head up high.
Yeah, definitely. He's got plenty of heart, you know that.
Egberime looking for a big finish here.
30 seconds
Right back.
remaining.
Step right back. Right back.
We'll see it out, Eddie Delic. There's no doubt in my mind. Oh, he's hit with a low one there. That's Horshaw. That was very low.
That's the second time.
They're losing a couple of points for that one.
Eddie Delic, go back to the red corner.
It's a shame because there's only 17 seconds to go.
Getting some time to try and recover. Solomon Egberime looks over to Austin Taylor, getting instructions. Being told to get on his bike, keep his hands up, stay out of harm's way. There's the low blow. He was also warned back in round number 4 for doing that, Egberime. But in round 2, it was Eddie Delic who was warned for going low. Delic looking to finish in style himself. Looking for an unlikely knockout. Defends the Australian title from Solomon Egberime. Fans getting involved as well. Great finish to the fight. The Australian welterweight title has been decided.
Excellent finish to the fight.
Solomon Egberime his hands in triumph. Hard to see it going any other way than a unanimous points decision.
What was the final score had there, Case? It was 10-9 there.
120. 110 is the way that I've seen it. And Eddie Delic, congratulations on a brave performance. Rocked in round number 1 by a right hand. Just continued on to do his best. Barry Michael, cards 120, 109. I have 120, 110. But Chris Anderson, Andrew Campbell and Annika Williams are the 3 judges at ringside who will be required. And Julian Holland, we may not get a chance to see you again tonight. Thanks very much for joining us. Good luck. We want to see you inside the ring again soon.
Definitely. I'd just like to tell everyone out there that I will be back. That title, the Commonwealth title, that is mine. I'll be going to get it.
That's what I want to hear, mate.
You know, I was a bit disheartened at the start, but and I'll be back.
Good,
and I'd like to thank all my sponsors for getting behind me and staying there, Musashi and Russell Athletics. And I'd like to say good day to Simon and all the boys up the Gold Coast.
No worries at all. Julian Holland, thanks very much for your time.
Thanks a lot, John. Thanks Barry.
Julian.
Former Australian and Commonwealth champion joining us at ringside as they go for his former title. And Solomon Egberime is likely to get that belt. There's Austin Taylor. All the fans back in Adelaide, I'm sure, will be happy. Solo is number 1. Big crowd in attendance here from Fort Knox in Melbourne. The foot of the Dandenongs. Johnny Famechon and Barry Michael, former world champions at ringside. So David Smith, one of Australia's best basketball talents in the crowd as well. And Julian Holland has jumped upstairs into the ring to make the presentation.
Yeah, but you didn't go to him. That's the only reason it was awkward. You went to him and we controlled him.
Along with Damien Membry, who is our timekeeper. Official tabulation just being collected. And Andy Raymond is set to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, a 12-round war for the Aussie welterweight title. We have a unanimous points decision. Judge Annika Williams scored about 119-109. Judge Andrew Campbell 116-112. Judge Chris Anderson 118-109. For your winner and new Australian welterweight champion, Solomon Egberime.
10 points, 4 points, 9 points. Now the decisions, I had 10, Barry had 11. 16-1-12 for Andrew Campbell. He disagreed with his call a little earlier, Barry.
I'll tell you what, I don't know Andrew Campbell, but I think he's watching some wrong fights here somehow.
Well, there is the new Australian welterweight champion, Solomon Egberime, and Austin Taylor from South Australia. Let's see if we can get a word with the new champ.
And the English on Solomon's not overly great, so we'll talk to Austin. This young man's got the complete kit of punches.
Yes, a very good fight. A very strong guy, Eddie Delic, but I think Solo just a bit sharp all round for him.
It was a dominating performance. You've travelled from South Australia into Eddie's backyard. You really had to beat him.
Yeah, we've been here a few times with Fort Knox. We love coming to Victoria to fight, and we appreciate Murray Thompson putting us on the show.
Julian Holland spoke of throughout the commentary on Fox Sports just how good these African kings are for so few professional fights. I mean, in Africa, their amateur careers were a lot longer, but this guy looked like a veteran in there.
Yeah, I mean, they're improving every fight, I think. So, you know, everyone's very focused in the gym, and we're stepping it up every time, which is great.
Well done, Austin. Well done, Solomon Egberime. John Casey, a fabulous night, a fabulous victory.
Great champion as well, and lots to look forward to as well. The Jeff Fennick Fight Night coming up on Friday, the 14th of June. There are some very good fights. It's going to be at the Enmore Theatre in Sydney, a great venue. Make your way along there for our Sydney viewers. 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Our live coverage kicks off underway. Darchinian 10-0 with 7 knockouts. Northall Ben Raba maybe against Kasim Adam for the Australian lightweight title. Gary Sinclair, Jackson Asiku for the featherweight title, I've been told as well, along with Solomon Hamono, Ian McLeod, and certainly some great action coming your way on Big Time Boxing. And then we shall have Anthony Mundine in against Darren O'Barr for the PABA Super Middleweight title. That action coming your way on the 3rd of June from the Whitlam Centre in Sydney, 7 p.m. Eastern, live into Fox Sports pubs and clubs. Just check with your local watering hole to see if they are carrying the fight for you. Mundine against O'Barr. Myself and Barry Michael will be there at ringside to call the action. O'Barr has lost only 3 times in 22 starts. Mundine 12-1 with 9 KOs, and it should be an excellent fight. And Anthony Mundine, it did appear on Fox Sports Central talking about the upcoming battle with Darren O'Barr and the likelihood of a clash with Danny Green, who recently won on the Benteke Costa Zoo undercard. Let's hear from the man.
Would you like to fight Danny sometime in the future?
Yeah, I think I really would. I think it has to happen because, you know, the public want it, and I want to give what the public wants. And I just want to show the people that I'm a true champion, and I want to give them what they want. I've already offered their management a substantial amount of money to fight me, and they knocked it back. So that's really not in my court. You know, I'm really just waiting, and, you know, I want to practice on getting a world title shot and becoming #1. But, you know, if Green wants to fight and we can come to a common ground, you know, I'll be more than willing to fight.
No, he's not a bad fighter. It looks like...
oh, he's very good.
Yep. What's your thoughts? How would you beat him?
I'll just probably utilise my speed and, you know, my boxing skill. I think that, you know, even though he's a strong fighter, he's probably slower than what I am, and I can utilise my speed to my advantage.
Okay, next fight's on June 3rd.
Yeah, June the 3rd.
Darren O'Barr at the Whitlam Centre.
Darren O'Barr at the Whitlam Centre. Like I said, he's #5 in the world in the middleweights. And the middleweights is probably stronger than the middleweights, super middleweights at the moment. You know, you have Bernard Hopkins, Tito Trinidad, all these guys, and he's ranked #5 in the world. But I want to try and make it the easiest fight it can possibly be for me.
Prediction?
I want to try and stop him in the middle rounds. You know, I predicted that in my last fight, and I want to predict, you know, this fight I want to try and stop him in round 6.